Looking Up to Magical Slime by XinLiu08 Chapter 18. Fight and Dash. Rachel Pov, right now, me, Utina and Kiwi is at a secluded part of a school stair after we agreed to eat at where Utina always ate. We are all sitting on the stair, with me sitting on Utina's left and Kiwi sitting on her right. After that, I open up my bento box to reveal its content. Inside is rice, sausages, carved octopus, vegetables, fruits and katsu. Just as I revealed its content, I noticed from the corner of my eyes that both Kiwi and Utina are looking at me with Utina stealing glances from time to time. Seeing that she was caught, she finally opened up her mouth. Rachel-chan. Isn't that too much food, Utina? Ah. I see. My portion is quite large compared to that of a normal high schooler. So I can see that it is a little aberrant. When I was about to explain, Kiwi made a remark about me that I can't quite grasp whether it's an insult or a praise. Yeah, how can you eat so much and still stayed in a good shape, Kiwi? But I guess she didn't mean it in a mean way with how genuine her expression is. So, I just chuckled it off before answering their questions. You don't have to worry about it, Utina-chan. I'm quite a big eater, so this portion is normal for me. And Kiwi-chan, to answer your questions, I could say it is a genetic trait that I have. Hearing my explanation, Utina nods, seemingly understanding it while Kiwi is checking me out. Then, her gaze suddenly stopped at my chest. I don't know why, but I feel like she is thinking of something insulting. Oi, what are you looking at? However, instead of replying, she just gave me a sympathetic look and put her hand on my shoulder. Don't worry, Rachel-chan. I feel you. Kiwi? Hua. What's that supposed to mean? Just so you know, it's much easier without too burden hindering your movement. Liking it and having it is two different things after all. And adding fuel to a fire, Utina come out with an absurd remark. Cheer up, Rachel-chan. I'm sure yours will develop, everyone is different. No, it is not really what you were thinking. Not wanting to deal with their misunderstanding, I just let out a sigh and got back to focusing on eating. Then, I suddenly remember that I have something that I need explained to them. Now that I think about it, this is a perfect time to explain to them about it. Swallowing my food, I proceeded to put my chopstick down before calling out Kiwi and Utina, who was eating. Kiwi-chan, Utina-chan, do you have a sec? What is it, Rachel-chan? Utina, Kiwi. Aren't you going to question why I hid my identity from you both? And rather than having the reaction that I was expecting, they were quite laid back about it. Well, Rachel-chan. You're a really nice person. Even after knowing what I did, you still stick with me. So, you must have your reason keeping your identity a secret. Utina. Yeah, you were so cool fighting 1 version 4 against the Trace Magia, Kiwi. Facing with such admiration, I can't help but burst out laughing. Really now, you're being too over the top. I'm not that good of a person you see me as. Keeping a calm composure, I look at them and start telling them the reason. The reason that I hid my identity is because of a stupid reason. To keep it short, I thought it will be fun being all mysterious, you know. There's really no other reason to it. Upon saying the reason, Utina just laughed softly at it and kept her smile. Even if I've only known you for a couple of days, Rachel-chan, that does sound like something you would do, Utina. Of course. I totally didn't do it just because I want top rank Unirites because of a deal. Wah. Utina. Not letting Utina to finish her sentence, I quickly cut her off. PSH, would you look at the time? Break time is almost over. Kiwi-chan, I'll hand Utina-chan to you. Closing my already finished bento, I got up from the stair and started to walk up the stairs. Wait up. Don't tell me you're already finished with your food, Utina. Stopping midway up the stair, I slightly turned my head and looked at Utina with a smile on my face. I already did. Oh, and, you better watch out for Kiwi-chan. Letting out a confused sound, Kiwi was already looming over Utina like that of a predator. Utina-chan, Kiwi. Wait, Kiwi-chan. Rachel-chan, help me, Utina. Ignoring the distance cries of Utina, I rapidly ran away from the place, leaving Utina to fend for herself. When I arrived at the classroom door, I took a quick breather from all the running. Phew, sorry Utina-chan, she's too much for me to handle. Walking in the classroom, I suddenly felt the same chill that I felt when I was walking with Kiwi and Utina before. It made me instinctively examine my surroundings. I swear I felt something. It's like someone is keeping a close eye on me. I tried looking at Seal, but she was having a conversation with her friends. So, I go over to my sit while taking the last look around the class. Hey, maybe I'm being too paranoid, When class had ended, I met up with Seal who was alone and asked her whether she wanted to go get some boba milk. Hey Seal, do you want to go and get a boba tea? I heard there is a popular shop that sell them. Of course, I will be happy to, Seal. Unfortunately, one of Ciel's friends pop out of nowhere and start to drag her away. While she was dragging Seal away, she looked a little apologetic in interrupting our time. Sorry Rachel-chan, we have an appointment we need to do at 4:00 p.m. Maybe you could go at another time? Seo? Seeing Seal so helpless and wailing around at the hands of her friends truly put a smile on my face. It's okay. You just have to make sure to keep her in check. We will. Seo, waving them goodbye, I crossed my arms on my chest and let out a satisfied huff sound. Ha, serves you right. Just as I crossed my arms, I heard someone calling my name from behind. And when I turned around, I was faced with Kiwi who was standing with her arms wide open. Hoog, Kiwi. Having to deal with her exuberant nature, I just let her hug me until she's satisfied. But, isn't she hugging me? Wait along. Seeing that she had no plan on letting go, I slapped one of her hand gently and asked her to let me go. Kiwi-chan, isn't it time for you to let me go now? You've been hugging me quite long. No, Kiwi. Sighing, I look over at Utina before signaling to her to get Kiwi off of me with my eyes. Understanding my message, she hurriedly pulled Kiwi away from me with great effort. Kiwi-chan, you really should restrain yourself sometimes. Straightening my clothes, I glance at them both before a playful smirk creep up my face. And, since you two are already here, why don't we go and grab a little drink from a shop? Third Pav. Shortly after, they were now walking in the street side by side with Rachel showing a hint of eagerness on her face. From the positive reviews that she saw on the internet, she knew she had to give it a try. After all, seeing people talking good about it, who wouldn't be curious? Rachel-chan, you seem quite excited to try the drink, Utina. Of course. Seeing all the positive remarks about the place, I can't help but feel excited, and plus, it can also help you relive some stress you've been dealing with. Utina-chan, Rachel. Seeing Rachel being full of energy than she usually is, startled Utina quite a bit. I see. Utina, then, Kiwi who saw Rachel beaming smile, can't help but make a comment about it. Wow. You're really different from your usual self when talking about food and sweets, Rachel-chan, especially when dealing with the trace magia, Kiwi. Rachel who heard the comment felt a little embarrassed. Well, I have to put up a persona as a legua, I mean, even Utina-chan is different when she's baser, Rachel. Don't mention it please. Utina, unfortunately, Rachel's happiness was cut short as Venelita appeared out of the blue. You three, the trace magia has appeared. We need to get moving, Venelita. But, it was a miscalculation on Venelita's part as Rachel grabbed him and started to stretch him like that of a plushie. Why do you always pop up in the worst time possible? Do you actually hate me, Rachel? Whoa. Ashe membersh of enormishta. You should know wast you're getting into, Venelita. But do you really have to ruin my mood every time, Rachel? Utina who was watching the scene unfolding was panicking. She haven't seen a mascot being beat up be their bearers. Whoa, she's really angry this time, Kiwi. Quickly, Utina tried to calm Rachel down. Rachel-chan, please calm down, Utina, but what she got was an intimidating gaze from Rachel that made her yelp. Ha. Rachel, eek. Utina. Venelita on the other hand seeing the opportunity, slipped right through Rachel's grip and managed to free himself. Her then immediately open up a portal and asked them to go through it. Come on now, we don't want them getting away, after all, don't you want to pay them back for yesterday? Venelita? Rachel looked at him silently for a few seconds before stubbornly going through the portal. TCH, Rachel, Kiwi seeing Rachel going in, followed immediately right after. Yahoo! I can't wait to beat them to a pulp, Kiwi. Wait for me, Utina, and that is how they were now in the situation where they are facing the Trace Magia. After their small introduction, Leopard didn't wait any time and instantly summoned multiple grenades. Elegua also did the same, only she summoned many mini spear. Both of the weapons was static in the air before being hit by Baser Whip, sending them flying towards the Trace Magia. Sulfur, who saw this, put up a barrier to block the attack. To their surprise, the grenades turned into some kind of insect while the spears changed their trajectory towards the ground, piercing through it. As the insect grenades hit them through the opening, the spears started to pop out from the ground, piecing at the place where they were at. As the place was filled with dust and smoke, Elegua couldn't get a clear grasp at their conditions. But Leopard celebrated as though they have won by hugging both Baser and Elegua. This attack is the one. The crystallization of our bond, you two, Leopard? As the smoke and dust fade away, it revealed the Trace Magia, who was still standing despite the injuries and scarches they sustain. Why are you talking as if you have won? Did you think we couldn't take this much? Sulfur? Yet, Leopard kept a confident smile and Elegua just kept silent. Really? Why can't you stay quiet and let yourself be pierced and blown up? Hey, I guess we have to go for round 2, Kiwi. As they said that, they sent the same attack towards the Trace Magia. Only this time, the Trace Magia was prepared for the upcoming attack. Argentum had manifest a second layer of air shield around them, and Sulfur covered even the ground that they are standing in. TCH, why is it the same situation as the last time? It's getting infuriating, Sulfur. Just keep it up, you two, Azul, and I will definitely find a chance, so, Magenta. Before Magenta could finish her line, Argentum made a bold declaration. I'm going out. Argentum, what? You can't, you'll get hurt, Magenta. Magenta is right. You can't, Azul, so? We're just going to go and take it. Doing nothing is the same as admitting defeat, that's why I'm not gonna stay silent, Argentum. But. Magenta, Sulfur, who was holding out the attacks, was smirking after hearing Argentum's statement. She's right, you know. Say, Vats_San, can I beat them down? Sulfur? But, what about the sponsor? Vats, did you think it is time to think about those stuff? Sulfur and Argentum? Are you sure, Sulfur? You've been using that form so frequently these past few days, it had already taken a toll on your magical power. Vats. But instead of hesitating after hearing Vats's warning, Argentum smiled that she rarely does. Well, it's a risk we have take, isn't that right, Sulfur? Argentum? Hey, now you're talking my language, Argentum. Sulfur. Outside of the barrier where the Trace Magia reside, Leopard and Elegua is readying their final attack by combining their power. Now, the normal grenade has changed into a black crystallized bomb. With the final hit from Utina, the attack hit at the spot where the Trace Magia is in, creating an enormous explosion. Boom, ha ha ha, we did it, we did it, we did it, high five Elegua-chan, Leopard. Clap, that wasn't very fun, Baser. Sad to say that they celebrated too early on their victory, because of the dense smoke, they were unable to grasp something that was coming to them. Suddenly, they heard a menacing voice coming from their behind. It revealed to be Sulfur, who is in her combat form, and Argentum, who is currently manifesting a giant cyclone. Too bad, you missed, Sulfur. Luckily, Elegua have fast reflexes and managed to barely block the attack using her shield. The strike from the both of them was so strong that they created a gust of wind around them. Bang, goo. I see. You finally used that form of yours, huh, Sulfur, Elegua. Of course, I really should thank you for making this big-ass smokescreen for us. Now, I can go as wild as I want, Sulfur. Elegua attacked both Sulfur and Argentum by manifesting giant tentacles from the ground to create some distance. And this is a bad call, as Argentum is preparing what it seems to be an all-out attack. Soon, Sulfur came back with another hard-hitting attack, followed by Argentum, a whirlwind attack that focuses at the tip of it. As the attack came closer to them, Elegua attempted to stop the attack, but at last, it failed as Sulfur Fist destroyed Elegua's shield, hitting her, along with Leopard and Baser. Then, it was followed by Argentum attack coming right behind Sulfur. As it was obvious, Baser tried to whip and transform the nearby branch to create a Schiavo but was intercepted by Argentum, who attacked her hand using a cyclone blade. And Leopard can't do anything in this situation because she's more of an offensive type rather than having any defensive capabilities. At that moment, Argentum attack managed to land and follow them all the way until they hit the ground before dispersing. Gah! All. Bang! Just when they crash into the ground, the place where they crash was immediately filled with a cloud of dust where they can't even manage to perceive the three. Sulfur, who was floating above, showed a menacing and mocking smile. Hey, come on, bring it on. Let's continue this fight. Don't tell me you're already tired, Sulfur. Even so, she was only met with a deafening silence as a response. Suddenly, a blob of ink dashed out of the dust and flying over Sulfur. This of course caught Sulfur off guard for the unexpected ambush, and before she could know it, it hit her face with a splat. Then, a googly face appeared on the blob before it wraps its tentacle around Sulfur's head. Gah! What is this thing? Sulfur, she pulled it with such force but was unsuccessful from getting it off from her face. Then, the other also suffer the same fate as Sulfur, as where they also have a blob stuck on their face. Ah! What's happening? Magenta, I can't see. Azul. Except Argentum, who didn't took too hoot about the situation. This is unexpected to say the least, Argentum. In a brief moment, the blob started to melt one by one, and when they finally got a clear vision, the three who supposed to be on the ground wasn't there. Ah, it seems they escaped. Argentum, damn it, that packing woman, Sulfur. Calm down, Sulfur, you can't say that in public, Magenta. Guys. Why isn't the one on my face going away, Azul? Out of nowhere, the blob that was on Azul's face slapped her on the face before detaching itself and melt into a puddle. Why am I the only one that got slapped? Azul, meanwhile, with our villainess who successfully escaped once again, is now at their stronghold, taking a short breather while laying down. Their clothes are barely there, and some of their body are covered in blood. Ha! Ha! I swear one day, I'm gonna beat them up, Leopard. Ha! Hey Allegua-chan. What was that thing you threw? Baser. Ah! Do you mean this little guy right here, Allegua? Popping out of the ground where a small puddle of ink was a little blob with googly face. It's one of many minions that I can create, and this one is the weakest but practical of them all. Ha! Allegua. Oh, it's cute? Baser, I know. Say Venelita, why do they always got a power-up or some sort? Allegua. Yeah. How come they have it and we don't? Leopard. They don't. The girl with silver hair just replicate what you did in the last fight. Venelita. Surprised by the unexpected statement, Allegua was at loss of words. Huh. Allegua, she combined her powers with the other, just like you did with Leopard from the previous fight. Venelita, ah. Allegua. Silence was all that they could say.